Welcome back, friends and scoundrels. Another random unboxing, box opening thing, majigger. Got the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures Adventures campsite, which was the booster box for Monster Menagerie 2 or something. Icons of there's a few of them back. I think this was actually the first booster box that they started doing for the pre-painted lines. The only difference is that this one is not painted. So we'll pull some things out and take a look at them. But we got this because Lynn's character in our game, I might keep that, is playing kind of a gypsy-like character, and her family had a cart or a wagon like this, and it'd be nice for the party to have it. I just have to figure out how I'm going to keep it with you when you guys move on later. Alright, bases for the horses, which I'll probably keep the horses around. Ooh, we need horses for the game right now, don't we? I don't know if I'm going to use the horses. I meant to get ox ends for them to pull the cart and other things. So we'll see what happens later on. It's kind of cleaned up. These are pretty nice. Just I don't think a horse with a saddle is going to be pulling a wagon. Weird. Oops. Got a couple of bedrolls, which if you looked at any of my photos or anything on Facebook for some of the terrain stuff we tried to do for a while. I don't know what that was. I made my own, but they were a little bit big, especially considering they're supposed to be for goblins. So those are kind of nice to have. And we got campfire. A couple of treasure chests, which I suppose can go with the campsite, but you can never have too many treasure chests. Some adventure packs, dungeon packs, whatever. I don't know. Those will make some good pieces, I guess, to throw on some bases or something. A little book. That could be your book of maps. A component pouch. A bag of or a pile of bags. Pack of sacks. I've been having a problem with words all day. It's really great when you're trying to DM. Keg. That'll come in handy for you and Frank. Couple of weapons racks. These are a little bit different. Not really something I'd expect to see in an adventures camp necessarily, especially like the setup this is supposed to be. But these are kind of neat, and they kind of something I'm trying to figure out how to sculpt myself. So maybe this will help get me started with that. So the other tiny item is a scroll. Apparently I'm going to need to get a desk set at some point so I can put those on there, because I use desks a lot. And then got a pot. I was about to throw this on the floor. And then finally, our wagon. Honestly, it's a little bit smaller than I expected it to be, but I suppose for the miniatures that usually play with it, the pre-painted stuff, it's about the right size. I don't know, it still seems a little bit small. But it's still not bad. It's a good place-holding item. The mold on the wagon actually looks pretty decent. Compared to, like, the horses have some pretty bad mold lines and flashing spots. So I'm going to have to clean that up, which is, I don't think I've really talked about it before, but with the pre-painted, how they pre-prime these, It's kind of nice, but it's also defeated by the fact that if you're into hobby painting proper, you're going to clean up the mold lines. So then you have to go back and reprime them anyways. So it really just seems like an unnecessary step. Unless you're somebody who's just getting into it and you're not going to put a lot of effort into your miniatures, which is fine. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, I always end up priming them anyways just because, I don't know, that and the fact that things need to be cleaned up, and I don't know, I just like the darker color primes. What else do we got? I think everything else looked pretty okay at first glance. Didn't seem like there's too many super bad mold lines. They lined this one up on the barrel, I think, pretty decently. So it kind of blends into the grain. And the flash spot looks kind of like a knot in the wood. Venture packs aren't too bad. As I said, I think those will be better used for basing or train pieces or something. This guy looks alright, although I think the primer's a bit thick, or maybe that mold didn't come out very well. No, that's thick primer. I might have to see if I can clean these up a little bit and reprime them on the chests. And the weapons racks. So there's a couple things too. The weapons racks and the, whatever this is called, that holds the kettle, pot, whatever, cauldron. Those are all a little bit warped, so I'll have to heat them and figure those out. But they work pretty similarly to the Reaper Bones material, or if you heat it up a little bit, it'll straighten itself out. So mostly I got this for the wagon. The rest of it's just add-on stuff, because I don't really have the time to craft like I want to anymore, and this is rather tricky anyways, so it was a lot easier for me to just buy it. Do you have anything there behind the camera? Alrighty then. Well, like, comment, subscribe, share it around, turn on the notifications, Facebook, Minds, all that good stuff. Always forget to ask, so I'll ask now. What is your favorite part, or what are you looking forward to me painting first? Let me know down in the comments below. And until next time, live to roll.